The Note 20 Ultra has a lot going for it. I'm talking a ridiculous looking screen, great sounding speakers, and one of the best designs I've seen in a while. The list goes on, but on the other hand, it also cost a lot of money. Hi everyone, Thao here. I'm still not convinced by foldables yet, so for me, the Note is still the pinnacle of smartphone productivity. There's so much to love, as well as a few quirks worth mentioning. Here, let me break it down for you. I love everything about this design. The matte textured glass, smaller hole punch cutout, and even though the camera bump itself is massive, I actually think they nailed the overall aesthetics. Functionally, it does lead to some issues, but once you put a case on it, it's no big deal. I do want to note that since the bottom speaker was moved to the left side along with the S Pen, I did find myself blocking it more often while watching stuff in landscape. We've still got the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner under the display. The lesson I've learned with these is that glass screen protectors do not play well. Stay away from those and the experience is flawless. You've also got a less secure 2D face unlock option. This screen is nuts. I mean, just look at it. Carrying a large phone has its drawbacks, but if you consume content all the time on the go, there's really nothing like it. One of the things I didn't love on the Note 10 Plus, at higher volumes, the back would vibrate like crazy, making it a little uncomfortable to hold. I got so many comments saying I was crazy, but the good news is that that's not the case with the Note 20 Ultra. There's very minimal vibrations, and the speakers actually sound better too. Out the box, it's set to full HD and the adaptive motion smoothness to take advantage of that 120Hz display. Navigating the phone is more fluid, scrolling through documents is easier on the eyes, and writing with the S Pen just feels way better. But yeah, 120Hz just makes so much sense on a large productivity phone like this. If you work in a field that benefits from handwritten notes, sketches, or diagrams while on the run, you'll likely already know how valuable a tool the S Pen is. It now has a 9-millisecond response time, making the writing experience feel almost like you're writing on actual paper. These curved edges here are still kind of challenging to write near though. A flat display would probably have made a lot of note takers happier. They also tweaked Samsung Notes, giving it a cleaner look. There's new features like improved folder structure, the ability to align misplaced handwriting, a bunch of new page templates, and what I think is the most impressive, audio bookmark, which plays back your notes in sync with speech. It goes beyond just replacing a notebook and pen though. Copying text you normally can't, taking super precise screenshots, translating foreign languages, and signing contracts are some of my favorite other use cases. From past experience, I could go days, even weeks without using it, then suddenly need it and be so glad that it's there. It really is a great tool to have. Using the S Pen as a shutter button is probably the most clever use of the Bluetooth functionality. It also allows for air actions. The Note 20 Ultra introduces 5 new gestures that you can map to things like taking a screenshot or launching Smart Select. Yeah, I'm not too big on waving my S Pen around, so truthfully, it's not something I plan on using very much. Battery life on the Note 20 Ultra, for the most part, has been solid. But if you push it, the battery gets sort of iffy. You see, I was hoping that this would be the Samsung phone that would get rid of all my battery anxiety, but yeah, no. On a recent fishing trip, I was able to drain the battery down to about 30% by 4 p.m. In all fairness, I did use the cameras like crazy, and it was sunny outside, so the screen was maxed out in terms of brightness. On days where I was mainly indoors and on Wi-Fi, the phone would easily last me a whole day. It's good, but not excellent. Dropping the display down to 60Hz for a couple of days did improve the battery life by a good chunk. So that might just be the move if battery life is the most important thing to you. You get a 25-watt charger included in the box, which takes a little over an hour to fully charge the phone from a near-dead battery. I've been using these cameras a lot, and they're definitely some of my favorites. You ever randomly snap a picture, not expecting much, and then look at it and say, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, I've had that moment so many times with this phone. The ultra wide and 5x optical telephoto lens are both awesome to use. It's so versatile being able to punch in or out with a single tap. You can also zoom up to 50 times, but I say stick to 10 or 20 times for more usable photos. Some photos look like they came straight out of a DSLR. I mean, look at how nice the bokeh is in some of these pics. You really don't even need to use portrait mode. Now, not everyone is gonna love this look. Maybe you like having more of the background in focus, and there's nothing wrong with that. This might just not be the camera for you. I personally really dig the look, since it makes things just pop more. It's not flawless though. Scanning receipts and documents is a big part of my workflow, and that's one area where the shallow plane of focus leads to not so sharp text near the edges of the photo. Taking pics of Milo, the camera still struggles with the slightest of movements, so still not ideal for capturing pics of kids or pets indoors. Selfies look good, but they aren't my favorite. The processing is completely different from the rear cameras. It feels like two totally different phones, which is kind of weird, right? I actually found myself preferring the processing on the rear cameras most of the time. There's more detail and colors look less faded. On the video front, you can shoot up to 8K 24 frames per second, but the feature I really wanted to test was the ability to use Bluetooth earbuds as an external microphone in the Pro Video mode. So here I am outside. If I walk away from the phone, you're obviously gonna have a hard time hearing me, right? Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? I'm over here. Yes, okay, I'm by myself. Okay, I've just popped on the Galaxy Buds Live. Let me walk away real quick and check out how much better the audio is. Now, I don't know how many people are gonna utilize this, but kind of cool for vlogging, right? The performance of this phone has been amazing for everyday use. I have zero complaints. Samsung has done a great job over the years cleaning up the software experience while continuing to build on the features that make their phones stand out. Things like the edge panels, customizable widgets, and Bixby routines are some of my favorites. Something I'm not a fan of are these banner ads that started creeping into apps. I just feel like a first-party app like Samsung Health shouldn't have ads like this in it. Samsung also added the ability to use DeX wirelessly, allowing you to cast a desktop-like interface to a smart TV while using your phone as the trackpad. I tested it with an Amazon Fire Stick and found it to be usable, but plugging it in directly is still going to offer the best experience. The announcement of 3 years of OS updates is a big step in the right direction and shows Samsung understands people want to keep their phones longer. If this is your first Note device, or you're coming from something like a Note 8, you're in for a very nice upgrade. The asking price is definitely inflated due to the inclusion of 5G, but the good news is that Samsung is pretty aggressive with trade-in deals and promotions to bring the cost down. The Note 20 Ultra is the definition of a do-it-all productivity phone. It does so many things you just can't find anywhere else. If you're a power user who'll actually utilize the S Pen functionality and someone who will appreciate all the bells and whistles, I'd say go for it. As for me, I love it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Until the next one, I'm out of here. Bye!